Welcome to Body Efficiency Training, and on this video I'm going to be talking about psoas power. Now the psoas muscle is very overlooked but very important, and you can see it runs here from the lumbar spine, the lower back, down through the front of the groin, under the legs and to the back of the hip joint. And when you activate this muscle, it folds you in half, it levers you in half. Now lying down here, you see I've got a slight backwards arch. I want that arch in the lumbar because that helps to activate the psoas muscle. Remember, it starts at the lumbar. Now to sit up, the first bit here is the crunch. This is just the abdominals. Now as I lever up, this is the psoas muscle. So I'm trying to isolate this psoas muscle and train it. It's very important, but we're not used to using it, so we don't even know how to feel it. Now you control it by trying to push your hips backwards into the ground. I'm trying to project my glutes backwards, the hip joint backwards, and also trying to sit up straight, arch a little bit backwards. So this activates the lumbar spine at one end of the psoas, and it activates the hips at the other end of the psoas. And you levering forward. It's like you're trying to pull your belly button towards your upper thighs. And this is activating the psoas muscle. And I'm also twisting left and right here to use the obliques, train the obliques and pull the belly in. I'm always pulling the navel inwards towards the spine, activating the TA muscle. Now all these muscles represent the core, and if I can get this training right, it's very effective in martial arts. And you can see there I'm twisting and punching, but really you can imagine doing this standing up. I still need to be able to activate the psoas muscle standing up to create this forward force. Now I'm stretching it out, you see. Now to stretch it out again, pull the belly in, try and arch back a little bit and project your hips backwards. And now I'm pulling my belly button, my lower belly, towards the upper thigh. I'm really trying to fold in half right at the hip joint itself. So I'm feeling a massive stretch at the back of the hips. The hips are projecting backwards, and I'm also feeling a stretch in the lumbar. I'm trying to arch the lumbar back as much as possible. But once you get the feeling of how to activate the psoas muscle, then of course you can play around with it. And the psoas muscle combined with the glutes, these two parts control the hip joint, and they control this lever in your body. So here this is using the psoas muscle to lever upwards. But if I'm going to go back down again, imagine I'm standing up. Now I squeeze the glutes, that will push me straight again, that will lever me backwards again. So between the glutes and the psoas muscle, I control the hip joint, and this connects my legs to my upper body. And I'm twisting around here left and right, using the obliques, but also punching. This is becoming martial arts. And if you can imagine me standing up here, so I'm standing up in a horse riding stance with a slight forward lever, this is giving me forward power in the punching. So in Tai Chi and in internal Kung Fu, internal martial arts, this is very important because you're trying to connect your whole body structure together. And in order to connect your spine to your legs, you need to be able to use the psoas muscle and the glutes right down in the hip joint itself. And not only together with that, you've also got to pull the belly in and also activate the obliques. So this controls the waistline. So your lumbar spine is active because you're slightly arching backwards, but your belly is also active. You've got to pull the navel in towards the spine. This is the TA muscle, and this will hold your waistline tight. This will hold your waistline tight and connect it to the hips. Now, as I'm stretching forward here, I'm actually not so much stretching the psoas muscle, I'm stretching the hip joint and the lower back very carefully, but I'm actually activating the psoas muscle. I'm trying to pull myself forward. So I'm tightening up the psoas muscle, trying to fold in half as much as possible. It doesn't matter that my legs are not straight, or even that my back is not completely arched backwards. I'm trying to feel that stretch in the lower back and the hips and pull myself forward from the psoas itself. But this training is very important. It works your center of gravity and the center of your energy. This whole thing, this waistline and the hip joint, all these muscles work together to control the center of your energy and the center of your gravity. And if you have any questions or comments, please let me know and I will get back to you. And I look forward to seeing you in any of these other videos here in which I talk about the psoas muscle in slightly different ways.